Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm reviewing the Flydigi Apex 5, the next generation controller from Flydigi that aims to be even more ambitious than the Apex 4. Here in Canada, the controller sells about 179 Canadian dollar, and if you want the optional dock to complete the setup, you will need to add another $30 Canadian. This controller is built for demanding gamers and promises advanced feature, adjustable all-effect joystick, adaptive triggers with haptic feedback, mechanical buttons, a built-in smart screen, and wide compatibility with PC, Switch, and mobile. But at this price, does it really deliver? Let's find out. With the unboxing and design, inside of the box you will find the Apex 5 controller, a 1.8 meter braided USB-C cable, a 2.4 GHz wireless receiver, two removable back paddles, extra metal plates, a manual, and product card. The packaging feels premium and even include a note from the designer. It makes a strong first impression. That said, for such an expensive controller, I would like to see more accessories included, like an alternate D-pad or stick caps. Those are all sold separately. Visually, the Apex 5 looks very similar to the Apex 4. It's sleek and futuristic, but the difference between the two generations are pretty minor. When it comes to comfort, the Flydigi has always done well, and the Apex 5 continued that trend. Let's talk about the shape. It's slightly slimmer than the Apex 4, which make it easier to hold for a long gaming session, though some players may prefer the bulkier grip of the older model. The grip now features a rougher rubber texture that provides more grip, especially helpful if your hand gets sweaty. Also, the sticks are concave with a texture ring for better control. The adjustable tension system lets you customize resistance to your liking, but using the little screwdriver under the faceplate is a bit tedious. In use, the stick feels smooth and accurate. I really like to use them. For the weight, it's well balanced, not too heavy, not too light. It feels solid without being tiring to hold. Overall, the controller is comfortable, though I personally found the Apex 4 shape a bit more natural in my hand, but this part is really subjective. Now let's talk about buttons and the D-pad. First of all, the ABXY buttons. Flydigi fixed one of the Apex 4 biggest complaints. These are now micro-switch button, giving you a crisp, fast, and satisfying click. They're firmer, more precise, and no longer feel mushy. The D-pad also, another big change, it moved from a circular shape to a diamond style mechanical D-pad. It's not as clicky as some others, but feel far more precise. It even passed the classic control test, making it great for 2D platformer. The only downside is it can get slippery if your thumbs are sweaty. Overall, it's a big improvement. The extra button, you get 6 remappable ones in total, 2 on the back, 2 detachable paddles, and 2 shoulder buttons. They're well placed, easy to reach, and the paddle can be removed if you prefer a simpler layout. The triggers are probably the most interesting part of the Apex 5. So first of all, the adaptive triggers. Flydigi developed its own system to deliver an experience similar to Sony DualSense. You can feel resistant depending on the weapon you're firing, the road surface you're driving on, or the recoil of an automatic rifle. In Forza Horizon 5, you can really feel the difference between asphalt and dirt road. It's very impressive. Haptic feedback on top of resistance. The trigger includes vibration motor for extra realism. Also, you don't have the physical lock for your trigger, so you're limited to digital lock through the software. They're customizable, but nowhere near as good as a physical one. Finally, the bumpers, mechanical, solid, and satisfying to click. No complaint over there. Now let's talk about features. So first of all, cross-platform compatibility, Windows 10, 11, Switch, Android, iOS, multiple connection, wire USB, Bluetooth 2.4 GHz. You have the NearLink technology with 1000 polling rate in wireless, low latency, 3 ms in wired, 5 ms in wireless, and also you're getting the adjustable all-effect joystick with 30 to 100 gram force tension, so that's pretty good. You are getting a 150 FPS smart screen, customizable with image or GIF, 6 extra remappable buttons, 1500 mAh battery, lasting about 20 to 30 hours, reactive RGB lighting, sync with vibration, and also the new software from Flydigi, the Space Station 4 for full customization. Before moving on the dock, we're going to take a look of the software and also do some testing. So now for the software, they have a brand new app called Flydigi Space Station, the 4th version. So as you can see right now, you're seeing your dock 2 Pro and your controller. So for the dock, you can change if you want the animation of the lighting. So you have a couple of options. You can even custom it if you want. And also you have some option setting that you can change over there. Really important, make sure that you have the latest version of your station dock. Now you have a screen on it, so you need to update it. And this is pretty much it for your dock. Now let's go to the controller. So first of all, let's start with the comment section. So again, the lightning is pretty much over there if you want to change the animation on it, your brightness, vibration, light effect, and also the intensity of your vibration. You can test it out over here. In the button section, you can remap all the buttons on the controller if you want, so that's pretty cool. Joystick, you can change it independently if you want. First of all, the circularity algorithm if you want rectangle or circle, and if you want to change your sensitivity curve, again, they both are independent, so if you want something different on your joystick, you can do that easily. Gyro, you have a couple of options over there that you can map if you want, and the one that is really cool, it's the trigger. So first of all, you can configure your trigger as you want. So for an example, the famous recoil over there, as you can see, it's doing like a recoil of a weapon. You can change the vibration intensity, the frequency, the start position, and also you have a other mode that you can use. For an example, on a racing game. So now I have some like kind of resistance, so that's really cool. Also, I want to show you in the adaptive trigger section, you have a lot of games that are currently supported, so you don't necessarily need to set your controller. So you just click on the game and you will have a proper setup, and honestly, it's really amazing. It's immersive. I think even I prefer that to the one from the PlayStation because you have a lot of resistance. I really like the feel of this controller. For the screen, you have a screen option. You can upload if you want JPEG, a PNG, GIF, and stuff like that. Also, you have already some animation currently in the app if you want to use it. So that's pretty cool. So now for the settings, let's go there. You have a couple of options that you can change. So as you can see, first of all, you have the controller sleep time. You have the joystick debounce and the rebounce algorithm. Honestly, if you're playing FPS, I recommend to put those one at disable. You can also change your accuracy over here. And that's pretty much it, all the update that you need to do, so everything is pretty much there. Really important when a controller like this launch, they always push firmware in the like couple months after the launch, 2-3 different firmware because they saw some issue with it or whatever. So really important to do that to make sure that you always have the optimized version of your controller. So this is pretty much it for the software. Honestly, it's a lot better than the 3.0 from the Apex 4. It's clearer. It's not the best, but still it's really decent. Also, I want to mention those presets in Chinese, even if I select the English one. That's a bit sketchy, but anyway. Now let's do some testing. So now for the controller, honestly, it works really well. It's ultra precise. All the buttons are very snappy. I want to show you also the circularity tests. So 11 over there, 12 over there. The thing that I want to show you, you have a pretty good snapback on this controller. So as you can see, so when I go over there and I just let the joystick go back in the middle, as you can see, it's going over there. So this is the green part that I didn't move. So pretty huge snapback, but honestly, you don't really feel it in the game. And it's really precise, even when you do micro adjustment for your joystick and all the button, everything is really, really snappy. I really like this controller. So now let's do a polling rate test because, you know, sometimes the advertisement is not the same when you're testing it. So let's test the left stick. Let's go crazy with it. So as you can see, 1000 Hz max polling rate. I was able to rate at average at 923, so no issue over there. Everything looks fine. So now let's go back to the review. Now let's talk about the dock. The optional dock is worth talking about. Flydigi redesigned it from scratch, so it's not compatible with the old Apex 4 dock. It has 3 USB-A ports, one specifically designed for the wireless dongle, plus one USB-C port. The highlight is the large RGB screen that can display animation or custom image through the software. It's a bit pricey for what it is, but the presentation honestly is fantastic. When you drop the controller on it and you see the charging animation with the lighting effect, it feels truly premium. If you care about a clean and stylish setup, the dock adds a lot of value. For performance, this is where the Apex 5 fixed one of the Apex 4 biggest weakness, the latency. Latency dropped from an average 44 ms on the previous generation to 3 ms in wired and 5 ms in wireless. Polling rate stops out at 1000 Hz, which is excellent, but I'm a bit surprised because the Apex 4 Wukong edition was using the 2000 Hz polling rate. Also, another compromise, the stick resolution has dropped from 1400 to 800 points. It's still above average, but disappointing for such a premium controller. In practice, I didn't find it an issue in my gaming session, but a more hardcore player may notice. My personal experience with it, I spent quite a few hours with this controller, and here what it stood out. First of all, in Forza Horizon 5, the adaptive trigger were amazing. You feel the difference between surface and the vibration when accelerating or braking, making it super immersive. On Final Fantasy Rebirth, the stick precision and the fast respawn of the ABXY button really stood out. The reduced latency make combat feel smooth and responsive. And for Dragon Quest III Remake, here, comfort was the main highlight for a long RPG session. The controllers stay comfortable without causing fatigue, and I'd really like to use the D-pad for this game. Overall, the Apex 5 is versatile. It works well for FPS, racing, and RPG. The sticks are accurate, but the tension adjustment system is clunky. Using that little screwdriver under the faceplate works, but it's not convenient. Now let's talk about pros and cons. So first of all, for the pros, excellent build quality and comfort. Extremely low latency, 3 ms in wire, 5 ms in wireless. Impressive adaptive triggers. Responsive mechanical ABXY button. Durable, adjustable all effect sticks. Customizable smart screen. High quality optional dock with port and RGB display. And a solid 20 to 30 hours battery life. For the cons, high price, 179 Canadian dollar. Now you can see a lot of good controller between 80 to 100. Stick resolution reduced 1400 to 800. No physical trigger lock. Still tension adjustment is unintuitive, and the design looks too similar for the Apex 4. So to conclude, is the Flydigi Apex 5 worth it? It's clearly an evolution of the Apex 4 rather than a revolution. You get big improvement in latency, better buttons, a nicer D-pad, and truly immersive adaptive triggers. But there are some compromise, lower stick resolution, no D-input support, and still no physical trigger locks. And the price stings, especially when you add in the optional accessories. But in short, if you want the best responsiveness possible and love the idea of an adaptive trigger, the Apex 5 is a fantastic choice. For me, the Apex 5 is a premium controller designed for enthusiasts, but it's not the best bang for your buck. But for me, honestly, it's a 9.5 on 10. This is one of my favorite controller from this year. I think right now I'm gonna take a break of my G7 Pro and I'm gonna rock my Apex 5 for the next couple of months. And we will see, maybe some other controller will go out like the Vader 5. And that's about it, guys. If you have any question about this controller, just comment in the YouTube section. I will try to help you the best that I can. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Peace.